The story begins at Canada Airport. There, a father Elliot is on a journey with his daughter Ridley. Both of them are going to another city because Elliot has to complete a business deal there. Ridley was a lonely girl. She didn't have many friends. There were some pimples on her face which always bothered her. After a while, the flight reaches the city where they were supposed to go. After reaching there, Elliot and Ridley leave in a car because Elliot was already late for his meeting. On the way, Elliot thanks his daughter for coming with him and explains to her that she shouldn't be bothered by the pimples on her face and should stop touching them again and again. The story continues from here. Elliot explains to her that these pimples are normal. They come on every teenager's face. After hearing this, Ridley calms down a bit. Then we get to know that his mother died some time ago, and because Ridley didn't like to be alone, she used to go to work with her father often so that he could get company. Meanwhile, the man who was supposed to make a deal with Elliot gets a call. He starts shouting at Elliot in anger because he was late for the meeting. Elliot makes many excuses to apologize, but unfortunately, the phone network goes down and the call gets disconnected. Elliot takes a deep breath and speeds up so that he can reach that man's mansion as soon as possible. But suddenly, an animal comes on the road and Elliot's car collides with it. Elliot's car collides with that animal, and after a shock, the car turns around and stops on the side of the road. After a while, when the situation calms down a bit, Elliot asks his daughter Ridley if she's okay or not. Seeing everything fine, they both get out of the car so that they can see that animal who he collided with. There, Ridley sees that it is not an ordinary animal, but a strange horse with a horn on its head. And the most shocking thing was that blue blood was coming out of the animal's wound. Elliot was very angry because it was too late for the meeting, but Ridley is surprised to see that mysterious horse because he had never seen such an animal before. At that moment, the horse's horn starts shining in a light blue color, and without thinking, Ridley goes ahead and touches the horn. As soon as Ridley touched the horse's horn, she suddenly starts seeing strange things, some scenes that she does not understand. Everything becomes blurry in front of her eyes, but then she comes to her senses hearing Elliot's voice. She sees that her father is killing that horse. Ridley screams and tries to stop him, but Elliot does not listen to him and does not stop until the horse is completely dead. After a while, they both reach Mr. Odell's mansion, where Elliot has to finalize his deal. But the strangest thing was that Elliot had kept the horse's body in the trunk of the car. Outside the house, Elliot stops the car and gets down and goes inside the mansion. There he meets Odell's son, Shepard. He shakes his hand with him, and then he also meets Odell's wife and talks to her. Finally, Elliot comes to Odell's room and apologizes for being late. Only then it is found that Odell has a serious illness and now his last days are going on. Elliot is making excuses so that Odell forgives him. Only then Ridley remembers everything that happened to the horse today. Odell notices this and asks Ridley if he's okay. Ridley lies and says that he's absolutely fine. At the same time, Shepard also comes there and asks Ridley about the grains on his face. Elliot interrupts and tells Ridley to go to the bathroom and wash his face so that he feels a little better. Actually, he was just telling him to send him from there. Elliot did not want Ridley to spoil his deal or tell anyone what happened today. When Ridley came out, she was looking at the car again and again, and she looked very scared. At the same time, a guard of the mansion is looking at Ridley and she feels something strange. When the guard goes to the car and looks at it, she believes that something is wrong, or maybe there is something hidden in the car. Meanwhile, Ridley goes to the bathroom and washes her face, but when she looks in the mirror, she finds out that all the grains on her face have disappeared. When she looks at the towel, she sees blue blood on it, which is the blood of the unicorn. At the same time, the horn of the horse kept in Elliot's car starts shining slightly. When Ridley returns to his father Elliot, he tells him that he should meet Odell's family. Ridley refuses, but Elliot forces him and tells him that this deal will be the biggest deal of his life. Ridley asks him about the horse, so Elliot says that if he listens to him and meets Odell's family, then he will fulfill all his wishes, so much that he's even ready to go with him and bury the horse. But before his wish is fulfilled, strange things start happening in the car because the horse kept inside starts moving. Seeing this, Elliot immediately goes to Odell, apologizes, and tells him that he will have to leave immediately. Elliot now wants to take Ridley home because she looks tired and sick. But Odell gets angry and says that Elliot never fulfills his promises. He explains to him that if he leaves now, it will be a big insult for him. At the same time, a guard comes to Ridley and asks him why she looks so scared. Ridley is about to answer. That's when Elliot's car makes a loud noise.
Everyone runs out to see what happened. Suddenly, the horse comes back to life and starts braking the car so that it can get out. Seeing this, everyone there freezes with fear and surprise because the horse's appearance was very strange and scary. But at that moment, the guard immediately shoots the horse and kills it there. At that time, Elliot gets very scared and does not understand what to do. Then he tells Odell and his family everything, what happened to them on the way and how did the horse get there. Everyone is surprised to hear Elliot's story. No one was able to understand whether that creature was actually a horse or a unicorn. That's when Ridley decides to tell the truth. She tells Odell that the blue blood of the same unicorn has completely cured her face. After hearing this, Odell is surprised and asks Ridley if she is feeling anything strange in her body. Ridley says no, everything is absolutely fine. Ridley says that she should contact the animal organization so that they can come and take the horse. But Odell refuses and says that if this happens, the government will misuse that creature. That's why she has to handle this situation. At night, Elliot goes to his daughter's room to find out how she is doing. As soon as he sees Ridley, he asks why she is so sad. Ridley says that when he touched the horse's horns today, he saw some strange things. Elliot does not believe him and says that he must have been delusional. He explains to Ridley that now she should not think about these things because the most important thing is that they complete their deal. But Ridley was very upset from the inside. Ridley was able to gather some information about that magical horse in a short time. She found out that this horse was part of an old story. A royal family had kept it, but later, when they found out about its magical power, they decided to kill it to get its power. After a while, the horse came back to life and took revenge on all the people of that family. After reading this story, Ridley got even more scared. When she went to sleep, she started having scary dreams. Ridley has a very strange dream. She sees herself running in the jungle. But when she looks down, she finds that she herself is in the body of that horse. Seeing this, Ridley wakes up in fear. She does not understand what is happening. As soon as she opens her eyes, some strange-looking people are standing in front of her who tie her and her father Elliot. It turns out that they are scientists who have been called by Odell so that they can test Ridley and Elliot and find out what effect that blue blood has had on them. After the investigation is over, Ridley goes to talk to her father and tells him everything about last night. Elliot tells Ridley to forget everything and not to pay attention to these things anymore. On the other hand, when the doctors perform a blood test on the horse, they find out that that blood is very strange. It can cure any human disease. The scientists tell this to Odell and suggest that a direct experiment on humans should be done to confirm it. Odell is very excited to hear this and decides to do this experiment on him. After a while, the doctors prepare the magical blood and inject it into Odell. Seeing all this, Ridley gets upset. She gets him wrong and leaves from there and goes to the jungle so that she can get some peace. Here, when the scientists start examining the horse's body, they find out that his nerves are still working. This meant that they could get more blood from that horse for a long time. On the other hand, Ridley is roaming in the jungle. As she walks, she feels that someone is watching her. She looks here and there, but there is no one there. Out of fear, she runs fast and comes back home. At night, Elliot goes to know Odell's condition and asks how he is feeling now. Odell says that he is feeling much better now and feels that the treatment is working. Hearing this, Elliot is very happy and wishes him to get well soon. On the other hand, Ridley is still trying to gather more information about that magical horse. That's when Odell's son, Shepard, sees him. Shepard decides to help Ridley. He gives him his printer so that he can print all the pictures and information of the horse and study them easily. When Shepard helps Ridley to get out of there, suddenly his father, Odell, stands in front of him. Now he looks completely fine and his health is not the same as before, but is looking better. Odell immediately gathers all the doctors and orders them to get as much blue blood as possible from that horse so that he can always have this treatment and he can use it himself.
He also says that if this treatment comes to the world, its value will touch the sky. But the doctors stop him and tell him that this is not possible because there is a time limit to this blood, and after that, it becomes ineffective. On the other hand, Ridley, who was scared to see what happened to Odell a while ago, but still he gathered his courage and returned to his research so that he can know what is actually happening to that horse. A few hours later, Ridley got very dangerous information. He went straight to Odell and told him to listen carefully. Ridley said that the medicine that Odell has taken is very strong and has an effect, but if he takes more of his dose, his life can be lost.
Ridley also said that people have been using the blood of that horse for centuries, just like Odell is doing now. But every time, his end was very bad, because that horse would come back to life and kill him. As expected, Odell did not pay attention to anything he said. Instead, he told him that he will show this horse to the whole world, and he does not need to say anything again in this matter. Ridley was very upset with Odell's behavior. A little later, Odell's wife followed Ridley. She comforted Ridley and said that she would try to find a solution. After that, Ridley sat in her car in anger and sorrow because her father Elliot did not believe her either and did not support her in front of Odell. On the other hand, Odell and the other doctors prepared the horse. They locked him in a bag so that they could take him out of the mansion and take him to the city. When Odell and the doctors were preparing to take the horse, suddenly all the electricity in the mansion went off. At the same time, the device that the doctors had started giving very fast signals. This signal meant that the horse was still alive. On the other hand, Ridley, who was sitting in the car, got down, and when he looked up, he saw strange colors. Elliot immediately went to the doctors to find out what was happening, but no doctor was able to understand or answer anything. Suddenly, a doctor died. He was attacked by a horse's horn. When Elliot looked carefully, he found out that the one who killed the doctor was another horse, not the one he had killed today. The guards kept shooting at the horse, but it did not affect him. The horse was very strong and started killing all the guards one by one. When Elliot saw all this, he immediately called his daughter Ridley and told her to sit in the car and get out of there. As soon as Ridley sat in the car, the horse hit him and attacked the car hard. The other guards also tried to stop him with their advanced weapons, but it was of no use. Then, Ridley got out of the car and started wanting to save his life, but the horse got behind him and did not leave him behind. Finally, Ridley went to a stable-like house and hid, but the horse also reached there. The strange thing was that as soon as the horse came close to Ridley, he suddenly calmed down. His horn started shining in bright light, and at that moment, something strange was about to happen. Ridley slowly touched the horse. Then a female guard reached there and together with the other guards started shooting at the horse. Finally, the horse ran away from there and there was peace everywhere. When the situation calmed down a bit, everyone returned to the mansion. There, Ridley got angry at his father Elliot. He shouted and said that he had warned him many times, but he never trusted his words. Elliot still ignored his words and always followed Odell. Ridley begged him to leave the horse back to his parents. He said that this is the only way to stop everything. But no one present there paid attention to what he said. In fact, Odell made the exact opposite decision. Odell decided that he would now hunt all these magical horses. After this, he made a team of hunters and took everyone to the jungle so that he could catch these horses. Elliot was also preparing to go after them, but Ridley came to him and tried to stop him. He cried and said that he should not go to the jungle, but like always, Elliot did not listen to him. He said that he could not leave Odell alone. Meanwhile, Shepard went to the doctor and took a sample of the blood of the horse. He was thinking that if he would use this blood, he would get a lot of strength and he would be able to face any danger. Shepard made a special liquid from that blood and started using it on himself. But as soon as he did this, strange things started happening to him. His body began to change and he himself could not understand what was happening to him. At the same time, Ridley also began to feel something terrible. Ridley sat in the car and was thinking of running away from there, but in the last moment, she changed her decision. She did not want to leave her father alone. At the same time, Ridley saw a strange shining light in the sky. She got out of the car and ran inside the mansion so that she could understand what this light was by looking at her research papers. A little while later, Ridley found out the truth. She got scared and immediately called her father Elliot. He said that they should return to the mansion immediately because the horses laid a trap for them in the jungle. If they reach that place, none of them will survive. But Elliot did not answer her call. Then, Ridley ran to the guard of the mansion and explained the seriousness of the situation to him. He said that they will have to do something right now, otherwise everything will be over.
Ridley told the guard to contact everyone present in the jungle immediately because they are in great danger right now. On the other hand, the doctor was trying to cut the horse's horn, but the strange thing was that the horn was shining continuously, as if it was filled with some energy. On the other hand, Elliot finally got Ridley's messages, but it was too late. Then the horse came in front of him and attacked all the hunters. He started killing everyone one by one. Elliot used night vision goggles to save himself, which made him see the exact location of the horse. He caught Odell, and somehow they both managed to escape. They left the jungle and reached the mansion. But the danger was not over yet. The horse followed them to the mansion and entered inside. As soon as Elliot and Odell were trying to escape from the mansion, another horse came in front of them. Now the two horses surrounded Odell from all sides. Odell showed his cunningness and started talking to the horses in a quiet voice. He kept talking to them in good words, which calmed a horse down a bit. But as soon as Odell tried to put his hand on his horn, another horse came from behind and attacked him. Odell died there. At the same time, Ridley brought a small horse. He intended to return it to his mother and father so that they both would calm down and stop attacking humans. But Elliot still did not agree to this. Even after seeing all this, he did not listen to Ridley. He said that he will call the police and the people there will solve this problem. But as soon as he took out the phone, the network was completely gone. Everyone was scared now. And Odell's wife also told Elliot that he should listen to Ridley. She said that it would be best if they return that small horse to his parents. Despite Elliot's hesitation, Odell's wife took a decision. She ordered the guard and the doctor to take the small horse outside and hand it over to the two horses waiting outside. But the doctor made a mistake. Before going outside, he had cut the small horse's horn. He felt that this was not a big deal and the other horses wouldn't know about it. After a while, the guard and the doctor took the small horse outside and put it in front of his parents. But as soon as the two big horses saw their child and realized that his horn had been cut, they lost control. The horse first attacked the doctor and killed him. The guard saw it all with his own eyes and somehow managed to escape from there at the last moment. When the rest of the people found out about this incident, Shepard said that now Ridley can handle those horses until the rest of the people try to escape from there. Elliot was surprised to hear this, and he asked why, only Ridley. Then Shepard said that the horse would never harm Ridley because he is the only person who has not been greedy for his magic power. The rest of the people tried to get that power, but Ridley always tried to understand him. The situation was getting more and more scary. Elliot got scared and went to Odell's wife and said that he did not want to be a part of all this anymore. He said that it was his mistake, and now he would have to fix it. At the same time, a strange change began in Shepard's body. His eyes began to shine brightly, and he began to be affected by some unknown power. As soon as Elliot and Ridley tried to escape, Shepard reached in front of them. He caught Ridley, but as soon as he was about to harm him, suddenly two horses came from the front. They came to take revenge from Shepard. Elliot and Ridley saw the opportunity and ran away from one way, while Shepard and his mother went out of the other way. They had a small horse's horn. On the way, Shepard's mother asked him what his plan was. Shepard said in a cool tone that he was not going to run. He said that his intention was to catch those two horses and then to create a new magical power from their offspring so that he himself could become the most powerful. But then Shepard saw his device and was surprised. The horse's horn was missing. Then the truth came out that Elliot had stolen that horn. Elliot was now sitting with Ridley. He was repenting a lot and apologizing to his daughter. Elliot said to Ridley with tears in his eyes that he always gave more importance to work and never listened to him. He kept apologizing to him and said that he has now realized that he was wrong all the time. His words touched Ridley deeply. She hugged her father in tears. At the same time, Shepard and his mother reached the hall so that they could find Elliot and Ridley. After following for a while, those horses caught Shepard's mother and killed her. On the other hand, Elliot locked Ridley in the balcony so that the horse couldn't reach him. He himself moved forward and deliberately started running in front of those horses so that his attention could be drawn to him and Ridley could get a chance to run. After many attempts, finally, Ridley managed to get out of the balcony. As soon as he came out, he saw that the horse was running after his father, Elliot, so that he could kill him. Ridley was about to run when suddenly Shepard came in front of him. He had an arrow in his hand and he threatened Ridley to go with him.
Ridley was forced to go to the courtyard with Shepherd. He also had a small horse there. At the same time, the horse's father reached there. He looked very angry and was in a mood to take revenge. But as soon as he saw Ridley, his anger slowly calmed down. He came to him and lay down at his feet as if he trusted him. Shepherd took advantage of this opportunity. He immediately moved forward and tied a rope around the horse's feet so that he could control it. Ridley stopped him and said that he was making a big mistake and he should not do this. But as usual, Shepherd did not listen to him. He said arrogantly that he knew what he was doing and no one could stop him. Then he heard another voice. It was the horse's mother. Everyone's eyes were turned and they saw that Elliot was with him. He had used the small horse's horn to control it. But the surprising thing was that as soon as the horse came close to Ridley, she also calmed down and lay down at his feet. As soon as they came near Ridley, both the horses were completely calm. Shepherd took advantage of the opportunity again and tied a rope around the horse's feet. Seeing this, Elliot's anger exploded. He grabbed the horn in his hand and hit Shepherd hard. But Shepherd was no longer human. He had the blood of the horse in his body, which made him very strong. He stopped Elliot's attack and turned his arrow and attacked Elliot. Elliot fell to the ground and Ridley ran to him in fear. She was crying loudly because Elliot was badly injured and blood was flowing continuously. But before she could do anything, Shepherd tried to attack again. He picked up the horse's horn and went ahead to finish Elliot. At that moment, the horse's father got free from his ropes. He ran with full force and kicked Shepherd hard with his legs. Shepherd jumped into the air and died as soon as he fell to the ground. Elliot was now taking his last breaths. He held Ridley's hand and said slowly that he wants to know one thing before he dies. When you touched the horse's horn for the first time, what did you see? Ridley said with tears in his eyes that he had seen very strange things. He felt that the horse wanted to show him something, his origin, his world, and the story of his pain. He also said that in those visions he had seen the memories of his mother, the moment that he had lost a long time ago. Elliot smiled slightly, looked into his daughter's eyes and said, "Ridley, forgive me," and in a few seconds she stopped breathing. Ridley was constantly crying with her father in her lap. She was not able to believe that she would never see him again. But then a miracle happened. The horse's father came to her and quietly stood in front of Ridley. Then she combined her power with the horse's mother, and both of them together with their magical energy created a bright light. The broken horn of the little horse joined with that light again, and a few moments later, Elliot's wounds also started to heal. Gradually, he opened his eyes. He was alive. Elliot was now able to see everything that Ridley had seen before. All those visions, those old memories, and the truth of that magical world. Elliot hugged Ridley tightly. There was happiness and peace in their eyes, as if everything was right again. But then the doors of the mansion opened. The guard came in and the police were behind him. He looked around, but there was no horse there. The police caught Elliot and Ridley and accused them of killing Odell's family. But Elliot and Ridley were not afraid of anything anymore. They were just happy that they helped those magical horses and saved their world. Then the shocking thing happened. Those horses decided to help them instead of punishing Elliot and Ridley. They used their power to make them disappear from the police's eyes and take them to a safe place. With this, the story ends. Elliot and Ridley are free and the magical horses return to their jungle. And this is where the film ends. If you enjoyed the story, then do subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for new videos.